Hi guys, so today I'm going to be trying out this new set I picked up on HSN. It's a Crafter's Companion set. I don't recall exactly what this particular one was called, but no, the other one was called Winter Buddies or something. There's two different sets. I'll have the links to both of them, but in the description box those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. I had just seen these. I don't even know that I saw them demoed. I just thought they were super cute, because when I saw them I'm thinking hidden paper clips. That's all I had in mind. So I actually did watch a demo later on, and like when I picked them up, I just thought they were cute. And this is the kind of thing I've already reviewed for you guys when there's like front and back characters where it has the front part and then the back, and you're supposed to color them in. And I've always mentioned that you need to do them on two different pieces of paper, or you're going to have ink bleeding through. I think in the demo, Sarah had just stamped it one piece of paper, when she cut the strip that she wanted, because this is supposed to make like a gift tag. And then she stamped the one on the front, she stamped the one on the back. And then she had an example, and it was totally bleeding through, and she's like, oh, you're just going to cover that with like a matte layer or whatever. Which I thought it was kind of odd, because then you need to know the sizing of that to do that with, which is fine, you just measure it. It's just not the most, I don't know, it's just not my thing. I don't really like doing that. But today we're going to make altered paper clips, so I'm going to do whatever I feel like with them. And we'll just, it's the same construction. Just about, but it's kind of some of the same info, okay? So she did cut this first, and then she stamped the faces, which is weird because this already has like an area, so like if you were to stamp it, then you can look through and see where to cut. So I thought that was kind of odd, but we'll see. My goodness, sorry, I have something in my throat. I had to do the intro twice because I was like, I'm not just going to pause that and start up again. Like immediately as soon as I started speaking, my throat seized up on me here. So this is the Nutcracker, which of course I'm going to use today. Look how cute though, he's so tiny. Let me see, where's my, I don't know why I just thought it would be longer or something, but he's about 3 inches tall. Super cute. Glad tidings, deck the halls, wishing you all the joys of the season. And then we have this little bit. And so this is basically kind of short, so it stops here, so you can make the tag as long, or like you want to make a bookmark or whatever you want to do. You can make it as long as you like. And then this one's our little angel called Peace and Joy. Excuse me. And this one's Gingerbread Wishes, which of course is cute. Now, of course, if you look at the front and the back, these are basically the same color, right? It's kind of brown. So if you want to stamp it and color it, it's not going to bleed too much. This red would probably bleed through though, and then you're going to see red on the back of his neck. So that's what I'm saying. It was just kind of weird. I'm like, nah, she had demoed the angel, and she had very light colors for her, so I can see where if you did the angel and you just did the hair on the back of the hair and then the face a very light color, it's not going to show through. She had a purple dress on her angel, so the purple was showing through here. It was all purple from having paint colored in the backside. But if you want to do black hair or dark brown hair or like a different skin color, it's not gonna be a good situation. With this guy, again, he's wearing red. I'll probably color mine in red too. His little black hat will be about the same. The pink on his face, that's fine. If you keep his hair kind of light like this, you might not have bleeding. But if you do any other color, it's going to bleed through. So again, I've shown you other times on how to kind of get around that, which is basically just stamping it twice, right? Doing two different pieces of paper. But since today we're doing a hidden altered paper clip, and what I'm hoping is that I can make it so that this piece of his little body is on this side, we'll do that. So this is some marker paper. What I'm thinking of doing is stamping the face and then using this. Like I said, she cut this out first, and then she came in and stamped, the cutout, and then stamped the back. But I'm going to do this a little bit differently because I want to know where this might be, and then I'm going to fold it in half and run it through. You don't have to do that. You can do two different separate pieces and only do the inside to be the one that's like folded over, because with a hidden altered paper clip you have the part that's inside the paper clip and then the part that's decorative on the outside, right? And I'm sorry about the lighting, like the daylight stuff is changing and it's all wonky, but that's alright. I know it's been a little bit darker, my videos. Okay, again, you can use a stamp positioner. I think I'm just going to stamp this, and I'm using this hybrid ink. And I'm stamping this kind of here because I don't really care. I'm going to cut around his little arms, so I'm just going to stamp it just to have an idea of where this die needs to be. And hopefully that's stamped pretty well. Alright. what I'm going to do is, you can take a paper trimmer, whatever you want to use right now. I'm just going to cut like this. Like I said, we could just do two different pieces totally. But what I want to do right now is fold this over right about where his little hat, and I'm just totally eyeballing this, but if you wanted to score it so you're sure where you're doing this, then do that. I'm trying to get to the very edge of his little hat, okay? And since I just stamped it, I don't want to smear anything. I'm sure it's still a little bit wet. Okay, and now I'm going to take the die, and then I'll stamp the other part in a minute, but I'm going to take the die. The die does have a tag piece, and you can leave that if you want for your hidden altar paperclip, because then you would just have that piece out there. But I'm just going to eyeball this. So if you want to keep that tag, I would fold this further up, obviously. We're just going to make a hinge, just like when we do like a shaped card. And so that looks pretty good. I'm kind of just looking through there. Just holding on to the edge there. Like, what is going on? Okay. Let's go this way a little bit. I'm just going to stick that down here. Stick this up here. I'm going to roll this through. So because it has that little tag bit, it's going to be a little bit different. Hold on. Hold on. You know what? I didn't even look at the back to make sure. Okay, yeah. It's going to hinge in this small little area right there. We'll see what happens here. We'll soon see if that works out for us or not. If we need to make two different pieces. Which again, I'm still not super sure. This will be weird because this other piece is still going to be holding on down here, but now we have that little hinge. And you don't have to keep the hinge if you don't want to, or you can perfect it a little bit too, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And what we need to know is how long the little body is, and since I stamped this crooked, I'm going to cut this anyway, so I don't really care, but for now we'll just go like this, and we'll straighten it out in just a minute. I'm not going to cut too much off because, you know, he's only 3 inches, but okay, so we have that. Super cute. And what I want to do is cut around here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to. We'll see what happens. So on this back side is where we're going to then stamp the back of his little body. I think I'm going to open this up though, just to keep it flatter. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, I have to bring this closer to me. I'm just looking through the bottom just to make sure I can stamp this where it makes sense there. I'm probably being too careful about it because I'm like, oh no. I might have brought it up a little bit too high. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're going to let that set up. In the meantime, I'm going to put another color on the inside because we want to do the hidden altar paperclip, and we also want that to be covered up this area. And to be honest, you could just use this little top part, but I'm going to grab some like Christmassy looking paper, and we're also going to fold it in half and run it through just like this one, okay? But, oh, well, I have this paper still sitting here next to me. Good as paper as any. Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I was going to stamp it, but you know what? This will be fine. So how wide is this? Let's see. This is one... It's hard to tell. I'm using my grid. I can't tell. Let's do it up here. I'm totally making this up, you guys, so bear with me here. Ooh, it's almost one... That's weird. It's like 1 3/8 wide. So I'm going to cut this whole thing, even though this is a nice 12-inch piece of paper, but it's alright. 1 3/8. Just about. So there's that. And then we can trim this down if that doesn't work out for us, but it looks like that's pretty good, right? Okay. And with this one, again, we're going to do the same thing. Actually, we're going to do it this way. Why backwards? I will tell you in just a minute. I'm just eyeballing this. We're going to also run the die through with this. And I didn't have to trim it down to 1 3/8 at this point. I could have done that later, but we're going going to do that. We're going to put this on here. And this guy will be interesting because it needs to be a little bit lower. Because, you know, when you put the paper clip in, it always kind of shifts it. So I don't care where this actually cuts. I'm going to cut it like here. So do you see I'm higher up? Before it was like right under that little circle because I tried to get the whole hat in, right, for the hinge. This time I'm going to go up a little higher on that. So that'll be our hinge area. It'll be like this much, maybe a little bit more. Again, because when we place our paper clip, it will definitely shift. I think that's good enough as far as that tape. And the reason we're doing it backwards is because the green is going to be showing under here. That's the reason I folded the paper over so that the nice side of the paper is facing like the inside of the hinge. Okay, yep. Aw, so cute. We'll mess with this later, but basically we're going to put this inside of here. Oh, you guys. Looking cute already. Again, we're going to do some stuff with this in a little bit. Actually, you can even put your sentiment like right here if you wanted the stamping, so then you aren't going to cut his little body. I was thinking about getting in here and making it more fun. So, we will see. Okay, what I need to do is grab some ink so we can color in our little guy, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to put this down. I usually put down like a mat or something because this is going to bleed through. And when I talk about bleed through, it's not because like, oh, that shouldn't happen. I've mentioned this every time. Whenever you color with Copic markers, alcoholic markers, whatever brand they are, I'm using Die Impress today, it needs to be so saturated that the color goes to the back of the paper, and that's what you're supposed to do. And bleeding means like, or feathering when it's like making just an ugly mess out here. That's not what we want. But this is just that it's supposed to go all the way through. I just grabbed some grays to do his hat, and I'll try to get the darkness built up from that. So this is medium and dark, because again, it's kind of a small thing. If you want to start in with small, medium, and dark, you know, small, medium, what am I talking about? Light, medium, and dark, you know, go for it. But I'm going to color this whole thing in, and then I'll go with the dark one, just around the edges here. You can kind of pull it in like that. Looks a little cooler. And then just leaving that middle area a little bit lighter gives it a look of roundness. So what happens is I'll blend this through. But I'm not going to go all the way into the middle. So you see I'm kind of just leaving that very light in the center so it looks round. Oh, I didn't get a hair color, so I'll probably do brown for his hair, but you know, whatever. And on the red, I just got cherry light and cherry medium because again, you know what? Let me see the picture on the cover. Is it all red, or does he have some? Yeah, other than his belt. So I'm using the very light red. I'm going to go and color everything. Of course, his little arms or hands themselves will be a different color, like a skin tone. And here, I went a little bit too far into his little belt, but that's okay. And oh, his pants can be blue. See, I didn't get all the colors I needed right now. I'm just showing you a little something. I'm gonna go with the medium. Again, just wherever you think there should be. And we can write the dark out. I just didn't feel like it. I'm just doing these guys. And again, just bring that in. Maybe a little. Leaving a little of that area so it looks a little rounded in his bum and his back. You see that? You know, belt the same way I did the dark here. I'll do blue pants again, probably 2 shades of blue, light and a darker. As far as his face, I just like to use the neutral colors. So neutral light and neutral medium is what I have here. So I'll start off with light and try to avoid his little hair. You know, it depends on what color you want to color his hair. I'll probably go dark brown, so it doesn't really matter if I go in there. And then medium, and I'm going to use the bullet tip because this is very small areas here. Something like that. And then back again. And then I'll get a little pink for his little cheeks. And do his little hair all brown, okay? And I'll be back. Okay, so here's the part where I haven't thought far ahead enough. let's see what happens. So we're going to put this here, we're going to put our paper clip, and this is the part that I'm thinking I want to cut down. So I want to know exactly where my clip is going to be. So this will be a little bit interesting. So again, whenever you have the inside part, it's basically supposed to be the same length and everything as far as what's going on the outside of your hidden ultra paper clip. So we have this guy. And so that's the inside of your paper clip. Now you can use it already, but obviously we want to cover that up, okay? And we're going to put this guy in here, and as you can see, since I kind of judged it so it's a little bit longer, that worked out, right? So again, this one's right to the tippy top of the hat. The second one, and it can be lower if you don't be afraid that you're going to miss it, you know? You can definitely even cut it down here, put the hinge here, and it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you're clearing that area. So what I want to do is actually, that's actually pretty perfect. I mean, I just want to have an eyeball, an idea of where this might be. About there. So I'm going to take the paper clip off. I'm holding it in my hand, which is weird. I will admit to that. That is weird. What I'm going to do is fussy cut around this, and I'm holding them both together, right? And just so I can kind of have an idea of what I want to do here. I'm going to go all the way across this. You know, how detailed do I want this fussy cutting to be? Do I want to just go around these edges and kind of leave it like that? Oh, let's get that guy out of the way. Just like this. Is that enough fussy cutting? Or do we want to go all the way into his little arms? Which is, I think, what I'm going to do just for fun. And I normally don't use scissors, it's huge. I don't know why I didn't get my little cutter bees, but I didn't. Okay, so let's say we go in here. Kind of weird that we cut him off at the waist, but you know, that's the design. And then I'm still holding the two pieces of paper together. Now you could glue them already, but it would be hard to get the paper clip back in there, so that's why I'm just kind of holding them in my hand. Yep. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's put the paper clip back. You guys, this is so cute. Okay. This is exactly what I was thinking when I bought this set. Let's get some glue on here. Glue all the way to the edges, especially because now that we have these little, put that there. Again, we're going to line this up really good with what we just did. So I'm going to hold this side for now. Just holding that down. And I'm holding it so it's adhering, right? We want that glue to stick. You don't want it to stick all the way out here. I'm going to clean that up. And some people even place like a scrap piece of paper in here. Oh, this is actually good because it's like shiny. It'll resist. You can put that in there while you're gluing so you don't glue to the back side. Make sure not to glue to the back side. Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, look at that. It's already giving you an idea of how he's going to look. Love it. You can do this with all the different shapes. So cute. I mean, you can do this with your old peekaboo sets, right? From like years ago. And I'll turn this over. Now, I haven't trimmed this down or even trimmed it straight or anything, but we can take care of that later. That was perfect eyeballing. I know it takes like a 1/16 of an inch. It kind of pushes away. I'm putting this on here for now, but what I'm going to do is finish it off over here so that I know exactly how long we're going. And again, I might trim this down, so I'm going to put quite a bit of glue in case when I trim that off, you know, it's all together. Yep. Okay, now we're gluing this side down. You know what I'm saying? In case I cut it up here, but since it looks cute. I suppose you could also make this one shaped on the back side. Okay. Let me push it over a little bit this way. And again, we want to make sure these really touch. So if you can see how there's like a gap there, just squeezing them together. Because of the paper clip. So you just got to make sure. And this paper is nice and thin. Nice and thin, but it's kind of thin, so it molds pretty easily too, holding on back here, you know. Again, you can make sure you didn't glue it together. For now, I'm just wanting to give it pinches. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna let this dry for just a second. Like for right now, we're gonna cut this piece off. We don't need that, obviously. I suppose if you wanted to, you could have just wrapped it around and put it here. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted not just white back here, you could wrap this around and cut it off where it looks like he's standing on the green dots on this side, or whatever paper you use. And just gonna clean up whatever is over here. That looks pretty straight, actually. You can still take this to like your guillotine or your paper trimmer and trim that up. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up for just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it this long. I mean, it's kind of long, but, or what do you think? I don't know. If I cut it down shorter, it's kind of cute. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say maybe what we want to do is like a cute decorative edge. Oh, you know what? How wide is this again? It was like a weird number, huh? Let me... This is kind of a weird thing. We don't have to do this at all. I mean, it looks cute straight. But what I'm going to do is put it in this thing. It's still a little bit wet though. And then since I'm doing this just eyeballing it, it's not a size that this usually takes. I'm just going to center that. I'm looking to see where I'm cutting. I think that's going to be good right there. Oh, don't move. This is also 2 sheets and they're still a little bit wet. So this might be a really bad idea. But, you know, we like to try things out. Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay, not bad. Aww. Okay, a little something. And then I think I'm going to stamp right on there. I was going to, I don't know. Maybe not. We'll put it. I was going to put this like on a different color, you know, like on some white paper or something, and then stick it down. But I think I'm just going to stamp it on there, just let it be kind of in the background. Not calling too much attention, but just there. I'm going to use Glad Tidings. And I'm going to stamp it right down here. So I hope you guys were following what I was trying to do. It's very similar to if you were just going to use it anyway. I can tell I didn't ink up the G very good, but I'll finish that off with a micron pen. And what I mean is I will take a micron pen like this one here and just complete the G. And the L. And I do it in a way that looks kind of like it was inked. Alright, so let's see our little guy in action. Super cute. Hold on, let's put this stuff away. These are acrylic stamps, in case you were wondering. Okay, well, there's that, there's that. There's trash all over here, okay. And it is like 5:30 in the morning, and I think that was pretty good work for so early in the morning. You can ink up the edges, of course, whatever it is that you like to do. I'm trying to look for something that would make sense to, I don't know. Let's just pretend this is like a page in a journal or a book, and you just pop them in there. And there he is, he's saying hello, and on the back when you turn the page, then you have the back of his little body. So cute. Definitely turn these into larger bookmarks. The same way, you can do the same hidden altar paperclip, but a bookmark, so make it longer. I mean, whatever it is that you want to do. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. That was a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, of course, it's too early. I forgot to color his cheeks. Okay, there we go. Now we're done. Alright guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.